was a very nice Chinese co-caster, by the way.
Yo, by the way, thanks for talking during the intro.
Whoops.
Can we do that again? All right, thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching MYM versus Dignitas. This is the Premier League, sponsored by Twitch TV, hosted by Ange, and of course brought to you guys by DotaCommentaries.com. I am Luminous from DC, and joining me alongside it is the great, infamous, the famous, everlasting 715. How are you doing today, sir?
I feel good after so many
positive adjectives before your name.
Yes. Well, gotta feel great after that, and I mean, if it comes from the best, the most awesome, epic, only one that can cast Dota appropriate to its...
I think you're leaving out. I think you're leaving out a couple of people, and I gotta say, if your vocabulary is worse than mine, then man,
oh, it is.
That's pretty bad. All right, today we have MYM on the Radiant side and Dignitas on the Dire. For you guys that were not really watching Pro Dota for the past week or so, Invoker has been added into the CM pool, and well, he's right there. He's getting banned, and
yeah,
because of that, we're seeing some other very popular heroes that are being more picked, like Night Stalker, like Furion, and I think one of these heroes is gonna be picked right now.
Yep, that's a possibility, I guess. Even though Furion, I think lately there were some statistics on the defense tournament, and Furion had like such a low win rate, like one of the lowest win rates, even though he was considered OP hero. Yeah, something like that. It was a bit astonishing, but whatever.
Well, let's see if that matters here today, as we see Dignitas picking up both the Furion and the Night Stalker, and we see these pair going around crazy, right? They run around, gank, carry, farm. They kind of do everything. Everything that you want them to do, they do it.
Yep, and well, big problem for them might be that they get outnumbered so easily because, well, Night Stalker basically running around, and he can, if somewhere a gank is happening, then he can start running. Like if there's a gank bot and it's night and he's in the mid, he can just run there and he will be there in time. And well, Fury can TP, so actually pretty easy to get like 4 heroes at one lane for the Scourge. So Sentinel has to prepare every gang very carefully.
Yeah, I think what Sentinel right now, what they should be doing, and they have to hero do it, is they have to play offensive for most of the time and make Dignitas react. Dignitas will be able to react. Again, they have the TP, they have the very fast movement speed, but if you're going to be on the offensive on the MYM, you have creeps with you, you have massive rewards, and of course, Shackle Shot, 2 heroes, 3.75 seconds stun. That's absolutely insane. So on the offensive part, I think Radiant is a lot better. And now we see somewhat of a defensive hero being picked up by the Venomancer, by Dignitas. And of course, we know he could defend pushes very well, but don't underestimate his team fight, because pretty decent, especially if you have good slows and Graph of Nature to back things up.
Yeah, but actually right now I feel like, well, it depends on the last picks, of course, but right now it looks for me like Radiant can just go push towers with 5 people, and it will be so hard for a Dire to really do anything against it, because you can't just run into Chen creeps and Rasta wards. You just can't do it, at least not with those heroes. Even Night Stalker will have problems against them, because it's just so much damage you'll eat up there. So I don't know, Dire maybe needs another good initiation hero, maybe a Clockwork, I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, you think initiation is the answer, and we see immediately a Shaker ban, so maybe that's what MYM's a little bit afraid about as well. Dragonite is going to ban. That makes a lot of sense because Radiant already a great pushing team. And of course, if you pair up Dragonite With the healing of Chen, he never dies. So a good ban there. And I guess if you were looking into initiation, some of the carries that can initiate very nicely, it's the Void, that's in the pool. I guess Spectre kind of is there, but I don't think he's picked at all that often.
Yeah, Spectre is like kind of not being picked lately because I think it's mainly because Spectre's just still taking too long to get really efficient. I mean, you need the Vanguard, you need the Radiance and those face boots or treads, and against a good team, it will still take you like 25 to 30 minutes to get that because they'll make sure you can farm that easily, and that's just such a long time to wait, and that's such a long time for the enemy team to farm up, to get advantage in kills, and to grow big enough to just tank the Spectre's damage.
They're banning Lifestealer, which is a Spectre carry. And when you're speaking of Spectre, yesterday we actually saw a team that went against a Chen and Rasta, and they picked the Spectre straight up. And it was what was their team? Fnatic. And you know Fnatic, they always play a hardcore carry, so they went with a Spectre. And they actually did fine. They got a 20-minute Relic, but eventually they got kind of just outpushed. But that was yesterday's game, and you can find that on the VODs. I cast that one with Waga. But anyways, in this game, it seems like MYM is afraid of initiation. So Shaker is banned, Puck is banned, and they're going to go into a Faceless Void, which is somewhat of interesting because as a carry goes, he's not the best pushing type of carry. I think there are better pushers out there. So maybe they're going to just grab themselves some very early towers and then get that Void, farm through tower gold and then just go for a very quick mid-game victory. I think that's the plan here. But right now, if we're looking at the Radiant side, they have so much stun. 3.75 seconds, again, from the two-man Shackle Shot, which apparently hits every game. Like, used to, when we see a Shackle Shot, we just scream YYF, right? Now, if you don't see a Shackle Shot, you'd be like, what's going on? Of course, the Rasta is, great stunner by himself. And now you have the Faceless Void as well. And suddenly, this Dire squad, who usually looks like a very good ganking squad, now you got to be careful where you run to, because every hero you run into, they have some extraordinary stuns or escape mobility or survival mobility. So, not too sure how Dignitas is going to come from this.
Yeah, and at that point I want to have a short look on mechanics, because I'm not too sure, but I think Rasta wards in Dota 1, if you put them into Chronosphere, they'll still attack, right?
I do not know. I do not know at all.
I think they do.
Okay.
But I don't know if it's the same as in Dota 2, because, for example, like Invoker, like you can tornado people and you can throw a meteor below them and they'll still get damage during the tornado. That's kind of lame.
Is that
at least
Dota 2?
It works in Dota 2.
Wow,
yeah, Dota 2.
that's supposed to work, or it makes no sense. Maybe they'll fix it. We'll see. And Vengeful Spirit is the last pick here, 40 Radiance. That makes a lot of sense. Vengeance an NT Void hero, and now you have it, and they don't have it. Mirana's gonna be the pick. What do you think about this for Dignitas? Seems like they just go, they like give up the whole late game. They just go gank and try to win via gank.
I think Mirana ult can be really helpful. Like if they solo the Mirana somewhere, like on a decent lane, not just like on the solo hard lane, and she grabs fast levels, then they have a quite early mid game ult from bottom, and I think that can help a lot to initiate against this Sentinel team, and maybe you can ambush them from behind, stuff like that. I think that would be really helpful. So,
yep, but
I don't know.
Yeah, yesterday I was talking to Waga about this, and he says Mirana, or one of Mirana's most underrated aspect is her initiation in terms of her ultimate. But she also said it's kind of a double-edged sword. You don't want to use Mirana ult and you run into a pair of sentry wards on the ground. Your whole team gets on, and it seems like, yeah, that's exactly what Dignitas is going for. They're going to go for gank, Prophet, Nice Soccer, Mirana, and they're going to have two supports in terms of Venomancer, Witch Doctor. They just want to kill quick and fast. And all MYM have to do is grab themselves some early lead, pull back, turtle up, and get that Void on a late game victory. Because there's nothing on the table that even compete with the Void. Like, not even close. So if this game goes late enough, MYM just gets the automatic victory. And it's up to Dignitas to win this game early.
Yep, even though it can sometimes take a Void incredible long time to kill off a Night Stalker, so really fat Night Stalker can be a problem, because it can happen that he starts just to rape the whole Sentinel team and the Void has to focus him, but then it'll take him so it'll take him forever to kill that Night Stalker, but that only lasts till, I'd say, 60-70 minutes. After that, the Void will really just dominate the game. And we see a smoke being popped right away by the Sentinel, already down half its duration.
When they pop the smoke that early, you generally expect something like a Roshan, but it wasn't it. They just want to place in a very early offensive ward. Yeah, just talking about some of the late game potential of Dignitas. Like, they do have Furion, and he seems to be soloing. And if he grabs a Hex Stick, that really extends them very strong into mid to late game. Mirana could get very dangerous, especially if you put enough damage on her. She could be a late game threat as well. But all of this that we're mentioning requires quite a bit of farm or a huge level lead or something like that. And again, the early game advantage, in theory, just by looking heroes, should be advantage of the Radiant side. They have Chen, they have Vengeful Spirit, they have the Shadow Shaman. These are great early game heroes. And let's see if they grab themselves the lead with that. Both teams getting some wards down.
Actually, I'm not too sure about that. I'd say if it comes to to fights that you can predict, like for example fights at towers, or yeah, to push towers, to defend towers, fights at Roche, 5-man smoke gangs in the jungle. I think by then, well, I wouldn't even say 5-man smoke gangs in the jungle, but I think then the Radiant has the advantage because they have the Rasta wards and they can just stick at one location where the chain creeps are. They don't have to chase. But when it comes to gangs or maybe to fights in the jungle where the fight will spread out a lot, then I would see the advantage on the Dire side.
Because they have
Because
Prophet,
the heroes are more
Mirana.
mobile,
Yep.
they have many short cooldown spells. Yeah.
It seems like the Night Stalker has got harassed up a little bit, or excuse me, the Void got harassed up a little bit, and they're going to be facing against a Triling here on the bot. And here we go, the go goes right on HY, who is playing the Void. He's at really low HP, forced to leap out. And they could do that again, because the cooldown of these spells are very short. Gotta be very careful as the Equilibrium enters tower and starts tanking. The two supports gonna be double jungling. This is not what we see often at all. At least nowadays.
No, we don't. But I think this is well, if the Void doesn't die right now, then it's okay, because well, Venge wouldn't do anything on the bot lane, so I guess that's alright. I mean, she would probably she would actually just feed against those three, so
Sorry, having a little bit of technical difficulty. Yeah, it's fine. It's lagging for you guys. Alright, anyways, Mirana versus the Shadow Shaman in the mid lane. I gotta say, Sharky's gonna have the advantage, who's gonna be playing the Shadow Shaman. Until maybe much later, is Mirana gets an arrow or maybe gets a gank. I think Shadow Shaman with this very spammable Ether Shock will be able to really control each rune. But one of the biggest way to really make Shadow Shaman's life at the mid lane very difficult is if the Dire side control the rune, maybe send one guy on the bot to make sure that no one grabs the rune, and Mirana just checks the top rune every time, and deny the rune to Sharky, then his mana regeneration will really keep him back. And,
yeah, well, yeah, I'd actually say Rasta also has to be careful, because actually at level 5 Mirana can really, she can just kill him if he's not careful enough, and she can harass him pretty well.
And here we go.
I mean, she has the attack range advantage.
The gank happening on the bot lane. Tessa Faith goes right on the Witch Doctor. A teleportation comes in right now. Vengeful Spirit feeds the first blood. And it was the MYM team that's initiating. Now Chen in a little bit of trouble. Tree gets destroyed. But there's a Sprout, and I do believe Ling is going to go down. Void has already used his jump, and I do believe this is going to be a push. I think. Let's see if well, Chen creeps. This is going to help a little bit defend. And I do believe Come With Me is going to teleport back to the top lane. Yes, exactly. That's what it's going to do. So very, very aggressive play from a Prophet early on. Exactly what you expect. He grabs his TP scroll and looks like he's going to stay for now as Witch Doctor pops his cast, and it's trying to pop off this Dark Troll Warlord. It's gonna go down, and I think they're gonna push. As you see, Serpent Wards being dropped down to level 3. These are level 1 Serpent Wards, but if you give enough of them, they will, you know, do pretty good damage. Prophet comes around, and there's gonna be a Sprout on the Void. No Sprout just yet, keeping him back right now. I do believe Prophet might be trying to draw the creeps away, and the tower forced to glyph right now, and it's in fact the Dire side that's going to be pushing early. Yeah. Not the Chen, not the Shadow Shaman, the Venomancer.
And I think that's because we forgot to mention one important thing. That is the importance of a level 6 for the Sentinel team right now.
Right.
Like they need level 6 on the Void for him to be really, or to be any efficient in team fights. They need level 6 on the Raster for him to be efficient, and they need level 6 on the Chen as well. And well, yeah, that's a big point here. So gotta wait 4 to 6 minutes and then see how the levels look, and then the game maybe turns. But for now, Dignitas are dominating.
Dignitas, a 2-kill advantage, a tower advantage, and they're going to just leave the top lane completely free. Who is farming the lane? TFG. I think what he needs to do is push right now. You're not going to get the enemy tower, but do some damage to it, because you know you already lost a bot tower. You know that your bot tower, tier 2, is in trouble, and no one really coming in to defend. And here comes Prophet. Once again, he got some mana. He's going to summon a pair of Treants again. And this tower is going to be dropped down. No level 6. Sharky is level 5. He comes in with the Ether Shark. Forced away from the mid lane. Cast bouncing off a net, and he's going to go down. Another kill goes on. And here we go, Sharky in trouble again. TFG TPs right now. Shackle shot hits on Leon, but can they get the kill? I don't think they can. And here we go, the chase goes the other way. The 4 guys on the bot has drew 5 guys here from MYM on the bot. 3 kills, 2 tower kills. Dignitas really in the huge lead here.
Yep, that's, well, pretty much we see, because, well, it was good outlaning by them for sure, like to put against the Void Venge double, or as we then saw, the Void solo lane, put that tri lane there, and ooh, close arrow in the mid, Void almost dying there.
Void at this point.
Well, and right now we see I expect them to just start pushing right away again, because when Rasta is out, when Shen is out, it will become so hard, we said that earlier. But at least they kept down the Void farm for now.
Yeah, I was just talking about that. He's out of restorative, and he doesn't even have money for his Ring of Health right now. Someone sent him a salve, which is nice, but he really needs to somehow find some creep. This Mirana is not going to let him have it. He's going to try to secure himself to 6 rune and really deny it from Mirana. But here comes Mirana. They're going to fight over the rune. It's going to spawn in bot, I'm sure of it. Yep, of course. And it is invisibility rune. No one's picking up right now. But look at the warding here from Dire side. Aggressive warding. They are looking for gank, and well, that's exactly how their squad is built around. So right now, Dignitas, let's look at the gold difference. They are leading by 4k gold, and this is only continuing to ramp up here as they're deciding to push maybe mid lane now. Here comes Night Stalker. Pony one of these creeps.
Pawning one of these creeps. Well, we see Windrunner already picking up face boots, but well, it's some decent farm there. But to be honest, I think maybe standard boots plus mecha would have been a better decision, because it would help them in all those pushes.
Or defending against those pushes. Having the butler might not be a bad choice, because well, the Serpent Ward's actually doing a lot of physical damage. Here comes the
Sharky. Trying some nice jukes at the bottom, but dying to Fury and bottom, even though the arrow was missed.
Meanwhile, Leon gets another dive here on the Chen kill. He's very low HP. He's going to run past the Serpent Wards and take a lot of damage, but he's going to make it out free, alive. There's the Urn healing himself up. And now Mirana, of course, that was the kill that you're talking about. The mid lane, very breach as well, as it's only about 200 HP left. And as soon as Dignitas want to push that lane with maybe 3 people, they will bring that one down as well. Where does MYM come back from this? What do they need to do right now?
Well, I would say MYM. Well, the Void is doing what he needs to do. He's farming. I would say the Windrunner should actually continue to farm as well. Maybe on. Well, no, I think it's a good thing to have Windrunner in mid lane, because well, she has face boot. She can escape those ganks eventually if she's getting ganked. So they should have farmed the Rasta on the bottom. That's what they do. He should just pick up some more levels, because it will make the goal to defend the towers more easy. And well, actually, Chen and Vesh should try to farm some more, but I think that's what they do.
Yep, that's everything that you're saying. That's exactly what they do. Night Stalker going on the Windrunner mid lane. Gale is gonna hit. There's a Sprout right there. No tango out. Power shot to break the trees. No, she's very low. Can we get a defensive swap? She's not even level 6 yet, so she's only level 3. I'm talking about the Ventral Sphere. Here comes the Night Stalker. They did pick off. That was a Chen. Mirana coming in from the bot lane. Mid tower goes down. 0-7 advantage for the Dire, and I don't think they're done here. They're gonna keep pushing mid.
Yeah, will, and well, the question now is if the advantage they're getting here will be big enough to just like
to overcome
win them that mid game. But as far as it goes, bottom level 8 already, Void getting a tower on top right now if Furion decides not to TP, but that's a fair trade. I mean, that's already 2 tier 2 towers down at minute 8.
Oh, they are gonna
If
TP.
they finish this push, no, they're gonna TP out.
Yeah, Dignitas TP's top. They're gonna defend the tower, and I think Void that move was pretty decent. I mean, he forced a TP one push. It was a 1v5 kind of push. 5 was pushing me, and he defended the tower. So that was a great trade for them. They are counter warding the top spawn. I think was that counter ward. Yes, it did. So right now, MYM making some sort of comeback, but they are down by 4 towers. Down by 3 towers, and they're down by 7 kills. And here comes Dignitas pushing the top lane. You were saying about, can they get the advantage in the mid game? There might not be a mid game if Dignitas just, push down 6 towers right now, because I don't think really they could come back from that kind of deficit. I'm talking about MYM here.
Yeah, well, one good thing for MYM is though they have very long lanes on which the Void can easily farm, like easy and safe. But on bot lane, I think that creep equilibrium, right? It's already mixed up. But if he gets lucky, or if he gets there in time once, then he can farm just in front of the base, like forever, and that's actually a pretty cool thing. For him to come back and get some farm. Seems, I don't know if he's going. Is he going for Vanguard? I
was gonna ask you that. I don't know. Usually you want to go Battle Fury, but right now he's so defensive. And look at what Dignitas is doing. They're saying we're in the lead. There's nothing you can do about it. We're gonna take Roshan. And if Ace just ends on Leon, which I assume it will, it's hard to stop a push. He's gonna just charge in, and what do you do there? Do you fight him because he's got 2 lives, or do you? Wow, Roshan does not cancel Earn in Dota 2. That's
so lame. I agree.
Everything's so broken, it feels, in Dota 2.
Yeah, a lot of things are broken. Okay, I gotta mention one of the most broken things here, which is so annoying. Every time I random Beastmaster, I get annoyed by this, which is if you throw the axes at like a longer range.
Oh, it doesn't hit the range creeps, or it hits them once.
No, it can fly left and right from the creep and it won't hit anything. Like there's just a point in the middle where you can stand there and they won't hit you. That's so incredible dumb. It's like not there. It's not there in Dota 1. It's so stupid.
Right now, MYM thinking this push coming their way is stupid as well. I thought they had the pick order advantage, or pick advantage, coming out of the pick phase, but Dignitas says, screw Chen, screw Shadow Shaman. And that's kind of exactly what you point out. They needed level 6 to really get themselves going, but by that time, Dignitas has grabbed such a big lead that even if they had level 6, it was just too much comeback from Void, by the way, just kind of isolated and trapped. He's probably going to jump into the trees and TP out. He's trying. Meanwhile, Dignitas just ignores them, and they're going to go for a push right here on the top tower. 4 towers down, gold difference chart. We're seeing about an 8,000 gold lead, 9,000 gold lead for Dignitas, and considering that this is 12 minutes in, that's insane.
Yep, it is. And well, we already see the items on Team Dignitas, and that's like Venomancer has a cane boots, has picked up level 6 and 1.6k gold, like 3k on the Furion. Witch Dog only has boots and 700, but there's something coming in Chicken. Yeah, that's a Medallion of Courage and a headdress. I think if the supports will just pick up some items to get tanky, then this game's over. Like, because there will be no target that MYM can focus, not even the weak supports, to get take advantage of a 3v5 or something like that. So,
and it's not like MYM has a magical team fight that could somehow win and come back. I mean, they do have a Chronosphere, but damage output right now from MYM is not that huge. Like, I think everything have to go their way. You have to shackle 2 heroes, you have to swap, you have to Chronosphere like 5, and literally everything have to go their way to win this game, or to make a stand right here, because the next push is going to be a Rax push. And right now, Dignitas, I do believe they're just waiting for some key items. For example, maybe waiting for a Necrobook on Prophet. I do believe Hex is still quite a bit far off, so let's see what choice Come With Me decides. What do you think he should go here instead?
Well, they have a mecha on the Venomancer already, so... Well, he actually could go for the Hex. I mean, he'll have it in a few minutes. Could go for the Necrobook, as you said, but... Actually, I would say Hex, and I think the second item of choice should be a pipe, maybe.
Okay.
Just for, like, finish the game safely. So...
It looks like we have a little bit of engagement on the top. Two heroes really well defended for now at least, and the entire team coming in. Arrow is not going to hit on anything, and Bottom's going to scare one away. She has a double down. She has nothing, but right now the difference that we don't see in most Mirana game and in this game is that she's extremely leveled.
She has a Yasha.
Oh, she's coming
in from the
grill?
Just in the chicken.
Okay.
It's not coming.
So
there.
Wraithman plus Yasha and Agility Tress, she's going to be doing quite a bit of plus damage. She has the double damage in her bottle as well. But yeah, like I was pointing out, most Mirana don't hit level 10 right now because generally she's put on that long lane and really suffers, through the mid game. But in this game, she's getting a lot of kills. She's getting a lot of farm. It looks like we have a little bit of engagement in the mid lane as here as Night Stalker chasing. He's feared up, and Void is gonna go down if an arrow hits. He jumps out, and there's a Void. No Void. Meanwhile, Mirana gets a kill on Sharky. That's a Shadow Shaman with a double damage rune. And I think with that DD pop, they're gonna just all go mid now.
Yep, probably. And the main thing is they still have the Furin in team. Like, if you want to push against Furin, you always have the problem. You push one lane and the other two lanes are pushed because he's just spamming out. But right now, it's just the other way around. Like, you want to defend one lane, but Furin's pushing the two other lanes, and that will be just like this will slowly but surely take down the MYM base.
Double Arcane boots up here for the Dire supports, and because of that, and in conjunction with Voodoo Restoration, they would never really be out of HP, they would never really be out of mana. Headdress up on Venomancer, he can have the mecha if he wants to go for it. Might be a pipe though, we'll see. I don't think they really need the pipe right now, mecha probably will be a little bit more helpful.
Yeah, I agree.
Night Stalker on the bot lane, got the Vanguard Urn finished. So let's take the time here to check out how the Radiant is farming overall. We have 48 creep kills in about 16 minutes for the Void, 77 on Windrunner, 56 on Shadow Shaman, and that's pretty much it. And if you look at their score, right, it's 0 to 8, so really that's their only source of income. They have no towers, they have not many creep kills, and they have no hero kills. And it's... I don't know how long this game is going to go, but my guess is not too long because MYM, I don't see them defending the next push. But Dignitas right now is waiting. They're being very patient. I guess they're waiting for that Hex, like you point out. We're up to 4,300 gold here for Profit. We're still about, 1,000 something gold away. Do we really need to wait that long?
Well, I wouldn't wait the Hex. I would just try to take, to utilize the advantage somehow that you have, but whatever. I mean, they're probably waiting for other items as well. But what I want to say is that I think Raster made a mistake there. You remember when he defended the tier 2 tower on bottom? Well, he tried to defend there. There was, I think he should have been farming more, because if I see 56 creeps on him right now, then I just like, that's just not that much for a solo mid. I mean, that's what you usually farm in your 10 minutes, especially if you're Rasta. And he should have just farmed more and maybe went for, I don't know, any tanky items to support his team. Maybe he should have tried to rush that mecha if Winrar did it, and Winrar should have tried to get a quick Django or something like that. Because it actually helps a lot in those fights. And
I was gonna suggest maybe rush a BKB because the Night Stalker is gonna charge in and target you. So
yeah, I would agree on that BKB, and I thought about that as well. But the problem is, BKB is a lot more expensive,
and it only helps yourself. So
it only helps yourself, and I'm not too sure if you can just. I mean, if there's so much damage, auto attack damage from all those fat supports, and you have like 1000 HP only, then the BKB doesn't really help you. I mean, you don't need the spells, but they'll hit you with like 5 people because you're the only one that is standing right in their middle, because your team will be careful. I mean, they don't have a BKB, so they'll be scared, and that's so BKB without HP is kind of problem as well.
Yep. And there's a lot of problem right now. It is going to hit nighttime in about 2 minutes, so I think Prophet will have that Hex finish just right about then. In terms of checking the supports item, Medallion Courage up. Looks like we have a Magic Wand and a Bracer adding to the Witch Doctor. It gets even tankier, which goes back to the problem that you point out earlier. How do you kill these tanky supports when you could only target the supports on the minion teams? You don't even think about killing that Night Stalker or Mirana because they're going to be so tanky. By the way, we have a mecha already completed on Venomancer, And these guys...
and put him with nothing, got a Manta style as well.
Did I say he got nothing? I meant he's rich. So now with the haste rune as well, so you gotta be careful that Mirana will be chasing you around the base. And looks like here comes a Hex Stick on Prophet. Yep, he's gonna just port in and join the fight. So, let's look at enemy team. Level 9 Shadow Shaman, no level 2 Ward yet. Eventual Spirit, level 6, just barely 20 minutes in the game. Ling, level 6, so at the very least we have Hand of God. And here we go, we have a huge gank. Oh, did he get hit by the arrow? He's trying to TP out, no sight here, and he's gonna make it. Sony a little bit trapped, a little bit annoyed. He's gonna have to wait about 10 seconds to leap back out.
Yeah, well, bought his team 15 seconds of Podem being stuck in the trees.
Strong play by HY.
When
And
Podem was already used there.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Because they initiated on that Venomancer. Venomancer had to use Mecha as well, so...
Hey, more time bot.
Yeah, more time bot. That's what the only thing they can do at the moment. And I mean, that's time where Void is farming.
Yeah, they're gonna make a gank on Void. Void jumps out here, no fear on him. His TP was on cooldown, and it looks like they're trying to make it go. He's gonna be fine here. Cast being used to destroy the creeps. Ether Shock to really go the other way. I do believe Radiant does have pretty decent AoE when it comes down to mowing down creeps. And if they could stay behind the tower and keep, you know, if they don't get out of position like Sharky does, he's gonna be in huge trouble. Cast not bouncing. And here comes a Centaur, or here comes a creeps to help out. But yeah, he's gonna get nuked down. That was too easy.
Buyout.
That was too easy. Well, he's only gonna be dead for 30 seconds. So right now we're waiting for Chronosphere. HY 400 go away from his Battle Fury. The spot push.
Yeah, and I actually like the decision of Battle Fury, because even with the Vanguard, he still couldn't tank that team.
Right.
So he'll just like, he'll get that Battle Fury, only go in if he sees the opportunity that they cannot strike him down or nuke him with spells. Then, and well, that's the best thing he can do, because if he doesn't get damage, then he'll be useless like 10 minutes later or something. So I think even Mask of Madness as the next item would be a good choice here.
Mass Serpent War forced to be dropped down here. Dignitas is gonna just right click all those wards down. And they're trying their best to defend. Here comes a Hex here against Leon. Razor Sharky, half HP. He is mech'd up. He's going to get sent home by our Chen here. Still defending, but that tower losing HP very rapidly. And those Plague Wars starts to look like a Mass Serpent War from Venomancer, as they're just stacking up. No one really killing them. And this tower will destined to go down in just a bit. Sharky sticks head out a little bit more. And he's going to get right click down. Oh, defensive swap. Can he make it out alive? No, he cannot. Hand of Khan a little bit late here as we see Chronosphere up. But the cast just really stopping him, and I think this is spot Rex, and I don't see MYM coming back from this. This is going to be game number 1 going to
this
Dignitas.
game. Yep. Well,
that was a little bit too easy.
Yeah, that was too easy indeed. It's a little bit disappointing, but I think, or at least I hope that MYM boys are a bit hurt right now, a bit butthurt. So maybe they're, I don't know, they're trying harder the next game. I don't know.
For anyone that cares, this is exactly how MYM always plays it. They lose the first game, very convincing defeat as well, and then they come back second game and just like go mega Pong mode. So that's they have done that for 4 weeks in a row. So maybe they're gonna do it in game number 2 as well. And yes, there will be a game number 2. I will take a little bit moment in time to make sure my I'm not lagging, or make sure that you guys are not lagging. But as you guys can see here, game number 1 is pretty much done here. Ooh, nice send back here by Chen, keeping him alive. But Void, yeah, he's gonna get right click down, and that's 0 to 12. I gotta say, Dignitas, this is a perfect game. 0 tower taken down, 0 hero deaths. This is as close as you could get in a perfect game, in a pro game, I guess. Right now they're going through the formalities. Somehow MYM still not GGing this one up. And of course Dignitas says, okay, we're gonna just take mega creeps. There is a GG being called. And that's a game. We're gonna be coming you guys with game 2 momentarily. Gonna make sure that we're gonna get the end game score here. I was wondering where 715 went. Skype has disconnected him. But not very important to disconnect him in this moment in time. As we're gonna wait for the top racks to be destroyed and meta creeps.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack. Radiant's top barracks has fallen. The Dire now have mega creeps.
That snipe call is very annoying. I'll drop it for now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Alright, 0 and 13 is your final score. No tower destroyed here by the MYM squad as the Ancient Fortress goes down. Very convincing victory for Dignitas in game number 1. No, Sony might go down. No, just kidding. 0-14 here, and we're gonna go to game number 2. Alongside with me was 715. I'll try to get him back, but of course I'll try to fix any lag issues, if any. I think I was fine, but we'll see. And we'll be coming at you guys with game number 2 just momentarily. Don't go anywhere, guys. As always, this is Luminous signing off. Stay tuned for game number 2.